The Montreal Canadiens just put the league on notice in a game where they absolutely dominated the Ottawa Senators in a 5-0 rout. They not only showed that they have incredible offensive skill, incredible defensive skill, but that the physicality and this new version of the Montreal Canadiens will not be pushed over. They've put the league on notice for what is to come with a newfound shot from Hutson, Patrick Laine and Ivan Demidov connecting, even Kirby Dach getting in on the action. There is so much to love about this game. We're here to break it all down. Let's jump right into it. Jesse, the first thing here, right now we just got to look at the box score. Weird thing, we didn't have the block shots, hits, and some of the other stats like face-off percentage tonight, time on ice, but you know what, at the end of the day, we don't necessarily need it. Look, we'll get into the physicality and some of that stuff a little later, but let's focus on the big thing off the bat here, the incredible offensive performance. Brendan Gallagher, first star with 3 assists. So many interesting lines tonight, so many interesting things going on in this game, but what I will say, not a single player was not impressive. Every single person played the role, and I am absolutely thrilled with what I saw. How about you?
Yeah, and definitely I was thrilled as well because it felt like the Montreal Canadiens were in control of this game throughout, and there was really things to like just really top to bottom, really with the team tonight. But what really stood out early in this game, Josh, was the line of Demidov,
yes,
Kapanen, as well as our boy Newhook. And it seemed like Demidov is just having the effect of just elevating everybody that he plays with. Obviously, Kapanen, Newhook having a great show up, but again, that extends to Patrick Laine on the power play, where Demidov might be rivaling Nick Suzuki very soon for the best playmaker.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we're going to have 2 elite playmakers in Demidov. We already do, as a matter of fact. So, just tremendous to see where, the Sens were a little bit careless tonight. The game kind of got a little bit weighed. We were able to really make them pay on the power play tonight. But, I think we also need to shine a spotlight on Hutson right away, where he's letting us know where it's this goal scoring, it's not an apparition of him, kind of getting a goal in the last game. This is going to be a part of his game and something that he's going to look to bring to the table every single night. Josh, think how good Hutson was last year just by setting up other people. We know those 66 assists. You just imagine now he's starting to take control of the game even more by that goal scoring ability. Again, on the power play, some great work being done. Gallagher in front of the net. Dach with the face-off win that we got to like as well. Just so many positive things for this team to really build upon. And one of those big takeaways as well, Josh, just how not only the offense, but how they were able to stand up for each other here tonight.
Yeah, and that is such a huge thing. Even Kirby after the game saying that they played such a strong defensive game and that flowed into their offense. And I think a lot of the defense, too, comes from these guys, again, having each other's back, which is something that we're starting to see a little more on the ice as well, knowing when other players are maybe making a mistake, people covering for them. But again, in the physicality as well, we're not going to show this too much because, YouTube doesn't tend to like these fights. But Arber and Florian playing in another game together, Jesse, both won their fights. There's no doubt about that. Each of them had a couple, basically. And standing up for each other in the defensive zone, but standing up for each other physically in a game where the Ottawa Senators had a couple of cheap shots, including this one here on Ivan Demidov, assuming he'll be fine. The medical staff didn't come back with him, but he did leave the game. I think he'll be all right. But 109 penalty minutes. Look, the bloodied face there with Jayden Struble. And Struble getting in on the action. Florian, Arber, not to mention Josh Anderson's still around there. Again, Jesse, I think putting the league on notice is a great way to put this, as you even said before the show, is because this Montreal team, I have this up here, Ottawa was the victim, but the Montreal Canadiens announced that they will not be a pushover. They will fight back and make you look silly. Doesn't it feel good to be able to say that, though? For years, we were saying Montreal, not that we were soft necessarily, but we didn't have those guys to go and stand up for our teammates. And it's something that you have said a lot of the fans have said a lot. I've said a decent bit, I think, but Arber Xhekaj brings that element. And I think Struble made a good case for himself tonight as well. And I think both of them at this point, they were already both a guarantee to make the team, but they're fighting for this 7th defenseman spot, right? No doubt we're keeping 7 defensemen. The question is whether we'll go to 8, but I think right now we know that 7 defenseman rotation, having both of them, and even the potential for a Florian as an outside shot, I'm starting to wonder, man, what team is actually going to want to play against Montreal, because they're just going to get kicked in like the Senators did tonight.
They poked the Bears, plural here. They got both the Florian Jack guys involved. And I think they're going to think twice about that in the future because the Habs were able to handle them. But you're right, Josh, that actually translated into actual on the ice, just really they took the momentum of the game. And again, where it's like, they were the ones, they kind of provoked it, and then they didn't want that smoke afterwards that they were getting. Like, and I'm just loving the heart that we're seeing. Like, we know this from Arber, Xhekaj, but for Poirier and Xhekaj, just like to be showing so much heart like he is, for this team right now and impacting this team in such a big way. Like, how he can just like be a clone of his brother. Like, it's not a given just because they're brothers. Like, oh, they're both going to be like amazing fighters and play with their heart on their sleeves. Like, Josh, even their voices sound the same stash as well. Epic, legendary there. But it's just, again, they provided so much, to this team. And I just love seeing both of them at it. There was a point where both of them were just kind of, dropping, throwing hands. And there was something that just felt like so good in my spirit, like to finally see like both Xhekaj brothers in the lineup, but just make it happen, and kind of how they feed off each other and how they're like low-key, like always protective, like of each other. Like, these guys love each other so much. That relationship they have, I think, is incredible. But yeah, we got to also highlight like Struble and like, this gladiator battle of a hockey game tonight, like with just a solid right hand, like just a definitive end to that bout. There for sure, probably like the most, impressive shot of the whole night. But again, getting to the hockey side of things, I think it was a team that was just looking to take care of business, but the physicality was a big part of it. Like, Dach was a big part of that as well, like getting involved physically, and then the rest of the game flowed. And I think that's one of the big takeaways, Josh, that we need to get into. Like, Dach, like he was back on his game. He was flying out there at the ice at certain points where like he's taking the puck into the offensive zone and then, dishing it off and just making smart plays. But like, I like to see him get engaged physically, but I was like, okay, I want to see him have the puck on his stick and like in the offensive zone. And he was able to do that and look really good. But obviously, like, that was capped off on his amazing goal that he had, right? Where he's taking the puck in the offensive zone that third period and then batting it out of the air. Like, what an amazing highlight reel goal that was. That's the old chipper right to the top of the net. Like, that was absolutely unreal. So small things, but like so huge for Kirby Dach's confidence, just to see him out there smiling, having fun on the ice, but also him recognizing what he needs to do to be successful. And as we saw tonight, the results really came from that.
Yeah, and look, Kirby Dach being fast, getting to the net, silky mitts to tip that in. I mean, what a great tip it was. Like, that's what we want to see, right? Kirby Dach hustling, being more physical, which he was tonight. Every time he gets hit, I worry. Like, he went into the boards a couple times, pretty tough. And of course, that Senators player who just put him in a headlock and punched him in the face a million times, like, the craziest thing I've ever seen, minus maybe some of the other stuff tonight. I mean, this still rots me. We haven't officially got the update. I'm assuming a positive one will come out by the time you're watching this. Who knows? But like, yeah, like in a game where the Senators were trying to get into our heads, these guys persevered, right? We made them look silly, and we came back and fought back, and you're absolutely right. I thought Kirby Dach had a great game. I mean, there's so many guys who had good games. Oliver Kapanen and Jesse had a fantastic game. Playing Kapanen, Newhook, and Demidov looked like a really, really good line. That Newhook-Demidov chemistry is something that should be studied, and it makes sense, right? That fast Newhook who really hasn't finished a ton, but he's had a great preseason so far. Demidov, the third star of the game with 2 assists. I also wanted to point out Patrick Laine tonight because I got to be honest, this was one of the better efforts I've seen from him. Yeah, he got that one power play goal, but he was hustling. He was dumping the puck in when he needed to dump the puck in, not trying to be too fancy with it. His back check was good. Also, Kirby Dach's back check. Really, really good tonight. I loved that. He made one mistake on the blue line, and he came back in an incredible play and a couple more. But, like, overall, the whole team's back check, again, including Laine, I thought the effort was great. Even Laine was more physical. And this is the thing, Jesse, when that adrenaline is built up within your team and you get a goal or two going, you see the effort in these guys' eyes. They see, like, we can win this. And I think for a team, especially if we get off to a hot start, knowing we got to fight for those playoffs, this kind of adrenaline is going to be there so many different nights. And with the electricity of so many of the Habs young players, Slav, Suzuki, Caufield, but now Demidov and Laine and Hutson, you're just going to want to be in on the party like a lot of guys were tonight. And I think that is going to pay huge dividends because, like I said, Kapanen, Dach, and Laine and so many others had such phenomenal games. And, we'll see if they play in the rest of the preseason, the final game. But, like, tonight, to me, I think was enough for me to see, look, maybe we can just run Florian again on the top line for the next game and call it there. But, no, I'm very happy with what I saw. Like, I feel like I saw what I wanted to see. Like, look, before the end of the preseason, I want this from this player. And pretty much everyone tonight, I think, delivered on those expectations.
Yeah, definitely. Laine picking up from where he left last year on the power play, but with a new running mate now in Demidov.
Yeah.
And it's really a situation where, like, Demidov, like, he's going to be one of the elite passers in the NHL, now passing into one of the elite shooters in the NHL. Just seems like really like a match really made in heaven. Newhook having a really strong game, which I love to see because you always knew there was a little bit more there. He seems to be really coming into his own, which I think only makes sense given his development, and I think we need to consider that as well. But speaking of that fighting spirit, Josh, which is really the essence of today's game with Dobeš, getting that shutout, surprise for him. Really, he started off his career with getting 5 shutouts to begin. But again, just starting off the preseason, he's looked really good. But he also showed a little bit of that fight from certain time. Like if you're taking a couple too many whacks, like Dobeš is going to get it up in your kitchen without crossing that line. And I don't know, I just like that competitive spirit. Like it's rare where you have a goalie that it's like, he plays so well, but he's also like, he's got that fire, but he also like, he's got that composure when it matters. Like he's really able to balance it out. It doesn't take away from his game. So again, so nice to see from Dobeš again, just getting off to a strong start. And I think that was really big here tonight as well.
It's cool. I love that point about, well, first of all, like, of course, getting the shutout, amazing. But the composure, like there's so many times tonight. I thought even better than last year, because last year Dobeš was crazy and like also sometimes would like make crazy saves, right? He'd look like, whoa, exciting. But tonight, like, the dude was calm. Like, even when the puck was going cross crease, he was just there. It was smooth. And it was like, man, we didn't even see Kaiden in this game. Maybe he'll start the next one. But, I mean, I think we're getting kind of the hint here that it is Dobeš's net. I mean, Kaiden will have to pass through waivers. I actually do expect them to send him down. There's been some questions. Will Dobeš be the one to be sent down because he's still exempt from waivers? No, I think he's got that backup spot. He looked great. Everyone looked great. But the big thing, the whole Montreal Canadiens team looked great, and we're poised for an incredible start to the season. Leave your thoughts on this game down below. I know there's going to be a lot of negativity towards the Sens, so trying to keep that to a minimum in this video. But hey, we'll see. But listen, that'll do it for this episode. My goodness, I'm excited for the season to start now. This was everything I could have wanted and more. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. We got content coming every single day, all season long. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.